Stiller Nation, sports fans, welcome to another version of Soul Tape. It is a victory.
It's called coaching.
Sidney Crosby passes Mario Lemieux as the Penguins' all-time points leader.
The Pirates have one of the best pitching staffs. They be balling. I'm fired up. Yeah. What's up, Pittsburgh? And Pittsburgh's DSEN listeners, Steelers Nation, Pirates Nation, if I can say that, I'm not sure. I might have to go back and, Pirates Nation, but we need to talk about what's going on with the Pittsburgh Pirates, too. Penguins Nation should be real happy today with what happened in an explosion game in the second period of yesterday in New York. We're going to talk about it all. Welcome, everyone. My name is Kevin Cameron. This is Soul Tape. We come to you every Tuesday right here from Pittsburgh's DSEN in the Hill District, the historic Hill District in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I got the fellas here with me, ready to chop it up a little bit and talk sports. To my right, he's back again, Mr. Luther Dupree. What's up, Luther?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks for having me back.
Eric Gibson, what's up again?
Hey, Kev. Hey, I'm back on the take with a whole lot of soul. Come on.
Excellent. And you still don't have my wine. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, stop your whining.
And behind me, or really to the left of me, but in the middle of your screen, for those that are watching on YouTube, Ken Craig. What's up, Ken?
What's going on,
You ready
man?
to go down and cover the Pens game?
There's a big game right down the street here.
man.
Puck drops at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, hey, the road is getting narrow, as our guy Mike Tomlin used to say, and we need to talk NHL playoffs as well. 8-3 victory, Ken, yesterday.
8-3.
Against the New York Islanders.
Yeah, this was a game that had many of Penn's fans a little puckered going into it. I'll say that.
Is that puck
like
intended?
that.
Yeah.
Puck intended.
I like
You
that.
like that, right? For the first 20 minutes of the first period, it was just back and forth. Just a good playoff feeling, right? It was high stakes hockey. There was a lot on the line. And then the second period rolled around, and it just opened up. The Pens throttled.
Hold up. You ready to go already, Ken? Hold up 1 minute. Hold up.
All right.
Let me let everyone know what we have planned today, because we have a big time guest that's coming on today. My homeboy, Terry Smith, Penn State University. We're going to talk Penn State today. When I say homeboy, now I understand, Terry came from Aliquippa, PA to Monroeville, PA, so we got to claim both. But hey, I'm all about Aliquippa, so we'll
Somehow
talk
I knew
to
you were
him.
going to say that.
Right, you had to crowbar that one.
All day, every day. So Terry will be with us around 6:25 p.m. We have so much to talk to Terry about. And it's been a fascinating season up at Happy Valley, and I can't wait to chop it up with them. Not only just talk about the Penn State football program, but also they have a number of players that will be available for the NFL draft. So we need to ask him. And also there's a player that he coached that will now be playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jaquan Brister. Yeah. So we need to ask him about him.
I'll be very
also.
interested to hear about that.
Yeah. So Ken, I'll throw it back over to you because we do need to let everyone know what's going on with our Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, Penguins. As I mentioned, they rallied last night to get past the New York Islanders. They played on the island, which is a place that the Pens historically have a losing record. And so last night was a game that, with only 8 games remaining in the NHL season, this was one of their most important games. And going into it, like I said, the first period, first 20 minutes, it was good playoff hockey, what felt like playoff hockey. The atmosphere was high stakes, a lot of shots, a lot of activity, but the scoring absolutely opened up in the second period. The Penguins scored 5 goals, and New York scored 3 goals. So 8 total goals in the second period alone.
And the Pens were down 2-0.
Yeah, they were down. They were down 3-1 at one point.
Yeah.
But 2-0 at one point.
So Ken, I was gonna say 8-3. What would that equal if that was a football game score or a basketball game score?
And you're asking.
Or is that term of a blowout?
That would be like 48-21.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Esque, right around there. I mean, this was a the New York Islanders have one of the better goalies in the league, like top 5 in goals against average and save percentage, and he got pulled in the beginning of the third period. So, I mean, this was something that it was fun to watch. If anyone out there has checked it out, Pittsburgh's the SEN hockey show, Penn's Weekly Update. We actually did a live watch while we were recording our episode. So it was pretty fun to record the episode while we were watching the game. You got to see some of our instant reactions and analysis on the game. But again, Penn's absolutely throttled the Islanders last night. The second period was the highest scoring period in the NHL this season.
Wow.
They were getting traffic in front of Sorokin, who is the Islanders goalie. They took advantage of some high-quality, dangerous shots. Anthony Mantha, who is now the Penguins' leading scorer. He has 29 goals right now, which is his career high. Wow. Anthony Mantha was a 31-year-old. We signed him in the offseason, so he's a free agent acquisition. And he's someone that I think is like a Kyle Dubas, GM Kyle Dubas. He's like a special signing, right? Someone that was injured last year, just needed a place where he can kind of regroup and relaunch his career a little bit. And he's hitting all-time highs in terms of goals this year. About to break 30 goals. But something else happened last night that was pretty cool. I'm not sure if you're aware, but you and I didn't talk about this, but our captain, Sidney Crosby, was back on the ice last night. He missed a few games.
Yeah, he recovers quick. He got some. But can I ask this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ken, I know Erik Karlsson's been playing very well.
Lights out.
He's been top of his game.
Elite, yep.
And the DSEN footage that you guys and the interviews that you do on the channel are just fantabulous. But as we make the playoff push, we've been going back and forth with goalies. In your humble opinion, they have to solidify that position going with one goalie to make that playoff push.
Typically, what I think they will do is I think you saw Stuart Skinner take 2 games in a row there against Carolina or Colorado and Dallas, Ottawa and Dallas. And I think we'll see him as the starting 1A goalie as we move into the playoffs. Stuart Skinner took the Oilers to back-to-back, Stanley Cup final, right? Mm-hmm. So he has a significant amount of playoff experience. Is he playing better than Artur Shilovs? No, I don't think so. I think they're playing right around the same. But I think he has that experience, and I think it'll be his net to, I don't want to say to lose, but if he's playing well, I think they'll lean on him. Artur Shilovs has a little bit of experience with the Vancouver Canucks last year. Played in 1 series for the Canucks. However, this is technically Shilovs' first full season of NHL hockey. Mm-hmm. So still a rookie, right? So I think they're going to lean on Skinner going in.
Is there any fears with Skinner? Because I understand the back-to-back Stanley Cups, but I also understand back-to-back Stanley Cup meltdown.
Yeah, and you know what? He's a good goalie. He's not an elite goalie. He's better. You know, and I think there's something in the NHL that they say is goalies need to give the team an opportunity. Right? If you're not an elite goalie, like the top 5 in the league, at least give the team an opportunity to win. That's something that he does, right? You know, if he gets on a streak, he can't play at an elite level, but it's rare to see him. I think he's a good goalie. He can get the Pens win some games. So, and plus I think the pressure on him in the Oilers jersey versus the pressure on him in a Pens jersey is significantly different. It's different all around for many reasons that I'm not going to go into right now. But I think he's having fun right now, so I think there's a little bit of pressure off of him. Not to mention the Pens are playing with some house money right now. Right? They're playing with some house money, so they did not expect to be where they're at. They are way outperforming expectations.
They're in second place, right? Ken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
have to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
While
Right.
you're there.
You
So
never know,
let's-
injuries and everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I want to jump into two things really quick. So Sidney Crosby played last night. He hit 2 major milestones last night. He moved into 8th all-time in assists. He passed, he passed Adam Oates just a while ago, but now he's 1,100 assists in his career. And he also passed Marcel Dion for 3rd most multi-point games. 514 multi-point games in his career. He's just behind Jaromir Jagr and Wayne Gretzky.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's something else.
8-3 victory. 8-3 over our Metro Division competitors. And if to just put something into perspective, so because we won this game, we solidified that second place spot in the division. If we would have lost that game, New York Islanders would have jumped us and stayed ahead of us in the division. We would have bounced back to 3rd place, even possibly down into a wild card spot. So this puts us in a really good place. Now, going into tonight, we are playing the Detroit Red Wings. Now, this is a very important game for both teams. While it's a big game for the Penguins, this is an even bigger game for Detroit. So they are going to be playing with a little bit of extra edge. If they lose tonight, if Detroit Red Wings lose tonight, they're going to go down to a 22% chance to make the playoffs. If the Penguins win tonight, then we go up to about a 91% chance. The difference here is that the Red Wings, if they lose, there's a huge chance that they let go or strategically promote their legendary GM, Steve Yzerman. So,
Stevie Y.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I haven't been keeping up, Ken. How are the Rangers doing?
Who
asked.
Who coaches the Rangers? Sounds like you might know somebody over there.
Sullivan, maybe?
Yeah, Mike Sullivan moved over to coach the Rangers. They are the only Eastern team to be eliminated from the playoffs.
Wow.
Last place.
So he's good in the Olympics, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not what he used to be in the NHL.
Well, I guess if you build a roster of superstars around him, it's nice. But if you have to coach a team, who is on the comeback, right?
Yeah,
who is growing, then it's difficult. Not everybody can do it.
All right, so give us a quick 2 minutes, Ken, if you can, regarding the race. By the way, did you sign out yet? I want to make sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you do that, let me let everyone know if you would like to.
I am out.
Excellent. If you would like to be a part of the conversation, for those of you on YouTube, the numbers are on your screen. You can call, you can text. Also, for those of you on the radio stream, all you have to do is go to our website, pghdsen.com, and it's right on our website. If you can't get to a screen for whatever reason, I don't know, I'll give it to you. I'm a nice guy. You can call 412-213-8995, or you can text 412-218-3888. So those numbers will work for the full show. All right.
All right. And just, and I just want to give one quick note. So the NHL season is coming to an end. We got about 8-9 games left. The Penguins specifically have 8 games left, right? So anybody out there, if you've never watched an NHL playoff game, take an opportunity this year. The playoffs are starting in April. Watch a series. It's one of the most intense, the kind of, just sporting event you will see, and it only gets more intense as it goes closer to the Stanley Cup. But quick overview: the Eastern Division, or the Eastern Conference, which the Penguins are in. So the Metro Division, the top 3 teams go to the playoffs. As of right now, Carolina is sitting in first with 98 points. Pittsburgh Penguins are sitting in second with 90 points. And the New York Islanders are trailing closely with 89 points. The Atlantic Division, Tampa Bay Lightning, 98 points. Buffalo Sabres, 98 points. And Montreal with 94 points. And the wild card slots, so Boston and Columbus Blue Jackets are holding the top 2 wild card spots, while Ottawa and Detroit are really close behind with 86 points. Oh, and Philadelphia, they've caught up, but at 86 points respectively. So this is a very big game tonight. Like I said, it's a lot for Detroit, but it's a big game for the Pens as well.
So is there like a magic number? I know in baseball, it's been some time, y'all, since we had a magic number in baseball here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Does it exist?
It sounds so good. Do they have a magic number that
it's all
is common?
Yeah, no, it's all based on where the division is, right? It's going to move. But, if we were, I think they said if we had 14 more points, we would be able to lock it up, right? Like we would be in. However, we only have 8 games left. So there's 16 available the rest of the year. So it's going to be close the rest of the year. I believe 2 games ago I said 7 wins, and we were good. We're still on track for that. But as of right now, there's not a magic number other than getting as close as possible to 105.
Hey Ken, I'm definitely a guy glass half full, so I definitely believe the Pens are going to make it. Is going to be healthy.
Yeah, he's
getting
playing
his legs under him. Like I said, Carlson's been playing hard. I know it's going to be predicated on good goaltending going down the home stretch, but in your expert analysis, what are you forecasting for the Pens as far as making the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we do make it. I definitely think we make it. I think we're gonna make it in the top 3 in the Metro Division. I don't think we roll in a wild card spot. After tonight's game, so our strength of schedule bumped down from the top 3 in the NHL now down to like 20. So we're over the hump right now. We just played Dallas and Colorado last week. So we're over the hump. We have Detroit and we have Tampa Bay ahead of us. Otherwise, the rest of the games that we're playing are all against non-playoff teams, right? So we have an opportunity to take advantage of these games and lock this up pretty easy. Columbus creeping in, and Philadelphia came out of nowhere. They are tied just outside of the wild card window, but they're right on that line. If they continue winning the way they were or the way they have been, they could be a sleeper, and we could see them in round 1 of the playoffs.
Oh, that'll be a Donnybrook. Didn't Philadelphia win 9 of their last 10?
Something like that. It's been 8 of their last 10 they've won. Yeah, 8-1-1. They're on an absolute roll, and if we see them first round of the playoffs, that would.
All right, real quick,
Amazing
fellas.
matchup.
Before we take our first break of the day and get Penn State's coach Terry Smith on with us, unfortunate situation in golf with Tiger Woods. The only thing that I can say, everything isn't for everybody. All right. maybe he just shouldn't drive.
Get a driver.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he's on the short list of guys that should not be behind the wheel. Him, Errol Spence. I mean, this is his 4th car accident. He's on a lot of. I saw a report. He's on a lot of painkillers.
Yeah.
Get a driver.
Yeah, and we can understand that everything he's been through.
Back pain, leg pain, but don't get behind the wheel because it could be tragic for him or even worse, somebody else. So it's time for something to happen.
Yeah, I certainly concur with what Lufer's saying there. Get a driver. You're not short on dollars. You can afford it. But I always pull back the curtains, and I know there's been a lot of surgeries, and I pull back the veils. And sometimes with a lot of painkillers, it can lead to addiction issues. Addiction knows no boundaries, race, creed, or colors.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we have to be cognizant of that. And sometimes things like this can be an outcry, an unintentional outcry for help. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm wrong. I would hope to be wrong. But on the short end, definitely get a driver. But digging deeper, let's just make sure physical health and the mental health and mental well-being is okay.
Definitely. And, people are recognizing that even more these days. Mental health have to be in a good headspace. So prayers out to Tiger Woods. Hopefully he'll get the help that he needs. And hopefully, sometimes you got to make people do things that they do not want to do. Take his keys.
Take his license.
And make sure he gets the proper help that he needs to get as well, so he can have, a good way forward, just from a, I want to say lifestyle, but it's not lifestyle, but quality of life is what I was looking for. All right, so what we'll do, fellas, we're right at 6:24. We need to go ahead and take our first break of the day. And when we come back, everyone, we will have Penn State's football coach.
The legend.
Terry Smith from, can I say Western Pennsylvania?
You can say Western Pennsylvania.
I'm going to say Aliquippa. I'm going to
Gateway's
say
Gateway's finest.
all of that.
Gateway's
all
finest.
of that. So, we'll have Terry Smith when we come back. And let me see if I could just go ahead and cue this up.
I did live in Aliquippa 2 weeks, so I'm part of Quick Nation.
Okay, and your wife is from Aliquippa,
My
too.
wife is from Aliquippa,
Okay,
so I
we'll
went over and got
we'll
one
count
of the best.
We'll count you.
Hey,
So we'll be right back with Terry Smith after these messages.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
All right. We are back. Welcome, everyone, to Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. My name is Kevin Cameron. Ken Craig in the middle. After him is Eric Gibson, as well as we have Luther Dupree. And joining us, there he is. And I'll make sure, Terry, I'll adjust your camera a little bit as well, but can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I got you. You guys have me?
Yes, we do have you. All right. So we are so excited, Terry, to have you. Thank you, first of all, for agreeing to come on Soul Take. And hopefully you won't be a stranger as well, but we know you're busy. And the first thing that I would like to say thank you to my cousin, Keith Cameron, as well, for making a reconnection. Terry, I thought I had your number. When I looked through my phone, I said, man, I don't have Terry's number. So Keith said, I got it. So I'll contact him and make it happen. So, yes, welcome to Soul Take.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me.
All right. So I'm not sure, Terry, how much you heard during the break. But everybody wants to claim you, bruh. Everybody wants to claim you. Always claim you.
I'm from everywhere.
You're from everywhere.
Gateway's finest.
I tell people, yeah, that's my homeboy. He's from Quip. A lot of people don't realize that he's from Quip, but I know. Your main years were in Monroeville, but your family is from Aliquippa. And we can start there as well because also you played at Penn State as well, okay? And what I know it was around 1991, Terry, but what were the complete years you were at Penn State?
Yeah, I played 1987. I was a redshirt freshman, and then I graduated, played my senior season in 1991. I was born Aliquippa, moved when I was 7 or 8 to Monroeville,
Okay.
and grew up from there in Monroeville. Went to and graduated from Gateway High School, and kind of full circle in life. Went back, became the head coach there, and went to Penn State. Went back, now I'm coach there. So,
Right.
kind of retraced my path in life.
Excellent. And coached at Gateway High School. How many years did you do at Gateway, Terry?
So I was there 12 years, but 11 as head coach, 1 year as an assistant.
1 year as an assistant.
And Kev, I remember
And nine years as the AD.
Okay. Okay.
I just remember Kev when Terry was coaching at Gateway, seeing some of the games. He had very polished teams.
Yeah.
And what did you attribute to having those very polished teams at Gateway, Terry?
Yeah, we just tried to, when I first got to Gateway, there was many years, I mean, the prior 9 or 10 years, they hadn't won a playoff game.
Right.
And, when I grew up through there, we didn't do anything but win. I went to the Whippio Championship 3 years in a row as a player. We lost as a sophomore, we tied as a junior, and won as a senior. And so when I got back, the first thing I did was just try to create discipline, give the players structure so they just knew what was in front of them, and just stay organized and create some work ethic. It's a lost art, but even in today's ball, if you just have discipline and work ethic, you can still go a long way.
Right.
Excellent. Now, let's talk about what's been going on up there in Happy Valley. What a year, 2025. My goodness. Penn State, the football team, came in with very high expectations, and those expectations were not met. And James Franklin was actually let go. From your standpoint, what were your emotions after coaching with someone for so long, now you're being asked to take over as the interim coach of the Penn State Nittany Lions?
Yeah, there was a vast amount of emotions, highs and lows. I had worked with, essentially almost 11 and a half years with James. He brought me to Penn State. He gave me the opportunity to coach there. I was at Temple a year, and he came and brought me on board. When he came from Vanderbilt, I was the only outside member of his staff that he brought on board. So I was loyal to him. I was, felt a little indebted to him. Um, and then when the change happened, none of us really saw it coming. We didn't think it was going to happen. We thought like, we're going through the same thing Clemson was going through. And,
Right.
Dabo Sweeney kind of still hung in there. Both teams were preseason top five. Both teams had preseason All-American quarterbacks. And,
Right.
we're supposed to have these great years, and theirs plummeted, ours plummeted. So, we thought we had, because the prior year we went to the semifinals
Right.
Okay.
Better
and
go into the
and had
finals.
an amazing year. And just didn't see it coming. Sunday, we were sitting there preparing, starting our preparation for the Iowa team. And I got a call from our chief of staff and said, "Hey, can you come down to my office?" And I'm like, this is weird. And you know how you have that sixth sense that something's going on. And
Mhm.
it
Right.
felt off, right? It was out of the routine. And when came out of our meeting room and started walking toward his office, he came around the corner, and then I could just see it in his face that something was bad. And he was like, "Yeah, the AD wants to talk to you." And they kind of let me know what was getting ready to happen. And, they just asked me if I would be interested in taking over. And, and it was all so sudden. I had to make a decision in less than 20 minutes. And, I decided to take it. And, I only asked him one question. I just said, "Will you give me all the power that James Franklin had when he was here for the rest of the season, so that I
Mm.
can
Mm.
take control of the team and make the decisions that I see fit?"
Okay.
And they agreed. And we decided to talk some money later. Um, and then maybe like 30 minutes later, they announced it to the team. And then it went viral, and, the rest was history.
Okay. Any questions, Ken, while I try to get these cameras straight as well?
I mean, a ton of questions. First, congratulations on all your success, and thank you for the show. This is a huge moment for here at Pittsburgh's DSEN, and myself as well. I have a child that goes to Penn State, so she's a junior this year. So everything you do there reflects how we feel at home as well. So,
Yeah.
but going through that rest of that season, um, what was some of the high points? What was some of the low points you had to walk through? And doing it, in that atmosphere on an interim basis, and potentially losing, like all of those things that happen when a coaching happens. What was that whirlwind like for you? And I guess what was some of the tough things you had to go through that maybe people don't see on the outside?
Yeah. First and foremost, we lost 3 games in a row
Yeah.
to cause and trigger that effect. And then when you look at our schedule, the next 3 games were the toughest of the schedule. We had to go play at Iowa at night, which it's just not easy to play there no matter who you are at night. The next week, we go to play number 1 or 2, Ohio State. The third week, we come home and we play the eventual national champion, Indiana Hoosiers. So 3 straight weeks, it was a buzzsaw. And all the while, you're trying to convince this organization to believe and trust the process
Mm.
that had been broken and I'm trying to fix it and mend it and change it, and all the while too, our guys are being poached from other teams, right? And for transfer portal, our staff is uncertain because the entire building knows now we're all not going to be working here. We have to go find jobs. And there's just so much uncertainty. We have a lot of young staff members with babies and kids that, in kindergarten and low grade levels. So I had to take care of the current roster players, and I also had to take care of 90 plus employees that had uncertain futures and get them all to believe in the cause of winning again. And it was challenging. We went up to Iowa, and I personally think I didn't do a good enough job that night. We lose in a heartbreaker. We have the ball at the end, and we just couldn't convert on fourth down. So we went back to the drawing board, and I, looked in the mirror and said, okay, here's where I messed up, and here's where I have to do better. And when I did that, I also went back to the team and started to hold them accountable in a different way, right? Because I want to make sure they know I'm accountable to them. And here's where I fell short. Here's where you guys are accountable. And here's where you fell short. We together got to figure this out, right? It's not you're better than me or I'm better than you. We're in this together, and we got to finish this like professionals, because if you want to chase your NFL dream, right? Half the teams in the NFL don't make the playoffs, and you still got to play your contract out.
Right.
So learn how to be a pro. Same thing with the staff members. What do you want your next job employer to say? Because now here's a test of character. It's staring at us in our face to finish this season. Everyone can quit. But if you quit, what's next for you and your future? And so, we had these heart-to-heart talks. There was great emotion. Our players were emotionally all over the place, because James brought all of them in there. And I think one of the best things I did was something. It was kind of corny, but I think it worked.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, it was stupid, right? But we have in our team meeting room, there was just no personality. There was no life. It was just dead faces. So I had one of our secretaries or assistants go to Dick's and buy indoor Nerf basketball hoops, like the kind you hang on the back of the door, right? Old school, right? And so we hung up 2 at the end of the front of the auditorium. And that first day we put it up, the guys see balls up there and they're like, we're too nervous to touch anything. So then once the team got in there, I said, I'll give $500 to anybody that makes a shot from like the midpoint. And the first guy that shoots it is a lineman, and he knocks it down.
Wow.
You can't even script it so good.
Yeah.
And the whole room erupted. And it was like that right there broke the tension.
Okay.
Wow.
And everybody just kind of took a deep breath, exhaled out, and then it was like, okay, let's try to get better now. And everyone bought into it, and people say, how did you really do it? And I said, you have to be a servant leader. People have to believe and have faith in you. And I was speaking at a clinic one time, and they asked that question, and I said, well, I don't personally think it was anything I did within that 7-week game weeks. I think it was the prior 11 years that I was in that building that people got to know who I was, and they believed in who I was because I was genuine and sincere, that I cared about all of those people in the building. And then it was easy for them to follow me because they just knew Terry Smith's a good guy.
Yeah. Now there's one thing, Terry, and I know it's 2026. This happened in 2025, so it's something that I wanted to talk about anyway. The state of college football with the NIL and the transfer portal and everything. Maybe what you said earlier about the $500, you wouldn't have been able to get away with maybe 10 years ago.
Absolutely, you could not.
Yeah.
You could not.
And my question is, did you pay up?
Let me make sure I'm being within compliance. So we did an NIL deal to make sure
There
that
you
we
go.
There you go.
We got you covered. We got you covered. Hey, on that note, I took a look at this and I said, wow. So right now with the coaching transition and everything, based on what I was able to pull up, 46 players left Penn State and 40 players transferred into Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So how do you
a lot of
even
movement.
develop
The
players
culture.
with so much movement? How do you do it?
So we are a true blended family this year. We have a great number of guys that came from Iowa State, which is where Matt Campbell came from. Maybe like 30, 32 of those guys. We had, like you said, 40 something guys stay here. And then we had the transfer portal and high school kids come. So it's truly 3/3 of the roster are just different factions of life. And so we're like that blended family. And you know, the good thing with Coach Campbell and the guys that he brought a certain culture that fits Penn State. And so those players know that culture, and it actually blends with the Penn State players because the culture that I established in the second half of the year of grit and toughness and run the football and be sound on defense, it blends and it mixes with him. So now 2/3 of the roster is buying into the same type of culture. And when you have majority will always run your locker room. And that's why we want to make sure you have culture setters in your building to make sure that they're handling the locker room and everyone's pulling the rope the same direction.
Right.
Hey, Terry, once again, man, I just want to kind of go back to Gateway. 101 wins, 7 conference titles, 4 WPIAL runners-up. At Gateway, you did some things that were unheard of in this city. I remember turning on the TV, and you're coaching a national game with some of the top high school athletes. Just talk about that, because when I look at your career, I just see a winner. You know, you turned the program around at Gateway when you got there. You know, you walked into a difficult situation when you got the interim, lost 3, and you turned. Just talk about building a winning culture and your leadership style. But, you know, everywhere you go, it's just nothing but victories. I know there's been some downfalls, but, you know, 101-30 is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's I go back to servant leadership.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's a religious woman. She's a pastor herself. She raised us that way. My dad's a hardworking man. He was always the breadwinner in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And they always taught us to lead by example, be genuine, have strong faith, believe in something greater than yourself, be dedicated. You know, when I grew up, I was always smaller than everyone else around. I was always the smallest player on every team I ever played on my entire life. When I graduated high school, I weighed 133 pounds and went to Penn State. And I played my career at Penn State at 150 pounds.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, you know, just my dad taught me at a young age, I could never lay on the field hurt because I would never get another opportunity because they'll say, we told you he was too small.
Wow.
And so it ingrained in my mindset that I always had to overachieve and always had to do more. And, you know, I just took that into life. And, you know, when I took over at Gateway and they were struggling for many, many years, you know, I just said, we're going to outwork everyone and we'll go, you know, game by game, one by one, create some toughness, create some discipline, keep working hard, you know. And as a teacher and coach now, you know, how I teach now is you tell your guys that they're gonna fail. So I'm gonna teach you how to fail first.
Wow.
So that we can learn from all these failures to now accelerate our growth. Because young people, they're on social media. They see failure as like the end of the world. And it's a sad state of affairs with that. But we have to teach them how to lose to grow. And once we do that, and especially the position I coach corners. Well, I don't know. Well, Joey Porter hasn't given up a touchdown in 2 years.
Right.
But,
Yeah. Say
Long
that
time.
again.
Say
Say that again, Terry.
yeah.
JPJ.
Yeah. So, but that's not normal, right?
Yeah.
Even the greatest, the first team all pros, all pro guys give up touchdowns, give up pass completions. They fail, they get beat off the line of scrimmage, they miss a tackle, whatever it is. And then what is next?
Right.
And it's just life lessons, right? Because it's in the sport, but then it's when you have your family and you're raising a family and kids and wife and going to work every day and you have a setback, what's next?
Right.
And,
let's
so
do
creating
this.
that discipline.
Let's do this, Terry. I have a Penn State alum on the phone that wants to get at you here. That's what we do on Soul Take. We take, we take phone calls, we take text messages and everything. This guy that's coming up, I think he's a nice guy. He did some big things at Penn State. But it's not all about him today. It's about you, Terry. It's about you. But I'm going to let him get at you real quick. Mr. Washington, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, excellent. Terry, Rocky Washington.
Is that Rocky? I was going to say, is that Rocky? I can tell the voice.
So let me say this, guys, and I mean this with all sincerity. I had Terry Smith his freshman year in the study session. Terry, to me, was the ideal example of Penn Staters. One, he was really a great athlete. Two, he presented himself to this day as a gentleman and a scholar. And quite frankly, he always is trying to pursue excellence.
Definitely.
So I was thinking about Terry. They put him in such a quagmire with all that mass chaos. And he was the only person in the history of Penn State that played there that became the head coach. The only guy. The only guy.
Not only that, if I'm not mistaken, we can't let it pass, right? First black coach, football coach at Penn State.
But
am I correct? That was in a head coach role.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
no, James Franklin was.
James Franklin.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I blew that up big time. I was getting carried away. Okay.
But my point is, they all had to believe in Terry and mass chaos.
Yeah.
And if you've been in the locker room, you guys know how that is. Oh, man, I'm leaving. I'm going here. I'm going there. But they believe in Terry. Terry has something special about him, guys, that everybody just doesn't have. When you meet him, you really like the guy because he's really authentic. They believe in him. He's not trying to placate you. He's just who he is. He's a good soul, but he's an intellect walking in football shoes. I'd love to have him over in business, but he's over there in football.
Right. Doing his thing.
Doing his thing. But
That's
the bottom line is this, that we used to say at Penn State, and I know Terry says this today because I heard him talking about failure. Everybody has a big name, at Penn State, but no one has a bigger name than the university. And so the coach, you got to carry that until you die. And what does that mean? You got to have good integrity. You have to have a good work ethic because you can pass that on to the next guy. And Terry Smith does that so wonderful. And I'm just so proud. That's why I love that guy to death. That guy is our guy.
Excellent.
So that's just my take on it, guys.
Yeah, I'll let Terry respond real quick, and then we have to get moving because we only have so much time with him.
Well, thank you so much, Rock. I'll pay you the checks in the mail for all those wonderful comments.
Yeah. Talking about another outstanding person, Rocky Washington there. And Rocky, you played at Penn State when? Again?
I played at Penn State from 82 to 84.
82 to 84, out of my mom's hometown of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania.
That's also my mom's hometown.
Yeah, there you go. So we're repping big time. Beaver County, we're repping.
County in the house. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thanks a lot, Rocky.
You're welcome.
All right, take care. All right, so what I would like to do, you mentioned JPJ, Terry, that's playing for the Steelers right now. There's another guy I wanted to ask you about. There's basically two players that Steeler fans want to know about. Now, this one is a free agent. Safety, Jaquan Brisker. He played at Gateway. Also had some time at Lackawanna College, if I pronounced that correctly, as well as Penn State. What do you have to say about Jaquan? What should the Steeler fans look forward to or expect?
Yeah, Jaquan Brisker is an exceptional talent. He's athletic, he's big, he's fast, he's smart, he can tackle, he's a playmaker, he's a violent tackler. I think the Steelers are getting a tremendous asset in the back end. He's super smart that can help run and navigate the secondary calls. I'm super excited for him. He called me the day that he signed. He was like, "Coach, you're not going to believe this. I coached two of Jaquan's brothers at Gateway. And Jaquan himself was a ball boy for me. And I had left before he got to high school, so I didn't get to coach him there, but I got to coach him at Penn State as when he came back for a few years with us at Penn State. So I know the family really, really well. Know his mom, know his dad, know his brother, Sean, who lives in Dallas. I mean, they're very, very close families to mine. And his mom did my wife and daughter's hair. So we're just, it's a tight family. They're great people. He's from Wilkinsburg.
He's ready to bring it, is what you're saying. He's ready to bring it. That's what we like to hear as Steelers fans.
And he knows this is a big year for him. Right. And he's going to deliver.
Great. All right. Another person now. There's a number of Penn State football players that are coming out. Drew Aller, Nick Singleton, A.J. Harris, cornerback, Katron Allen, running back, Vega Lone. Is it Lone or did I mispronounce it, Terry?
I just call him Vega because I can't pronounce it.
Vega, that works.
Offensive guard, Zane Durant, defensive tackle, Zaki Wheatley, safety, and Drew Shelton, offensive tackle. I know you all had your pro day already, but I have a little bit of bone to pick too, Terry, with Penn State. And not just because I'm a Pitt guy. I just want to put that out there. Okay, but I do have
there's some bias in that.
Well, I gladly admit it too. We got two big guys.
There you go.
But still, big props to you, Terry. I mean, humbly bow down to your greatness and what you've done at Penn State. Even though I'm a University Pittsburgh blue and gold guy.
I appreciate that.
Mad respect.
Yeah. Now the bone I have to pick with Penn State, outside of not playing Pitt. Okay, that's a whole different issue, right? But come on. Everybody knew that the NFL draft would be in Pittsburgh in 2026. Now, I take a look at Penn State's practice schedule. And what do you all have going on that weekend, Terry?
Yeah, that's our blue-white weekend.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, why would they do that?
Of all weekends.
Out of all weekends, you just had to go with that weekend. So,
well, we're gonna be in town on Thursday, the first night of the draft. We'll be in town.
Okay,
we got an event. We're gonna be celebrating Vega, our offensive guard.
Yeah.
He should more than likely. I mean, there's probably 95% chance he's going in the first round.
Excellent.
Might go to the Steelers, possibly if he.
Possibly to the Steelers.
Yeah,
he is He's a special talent. Somebody's going to take him in that first round, somewhere toward the middle. I'd say probably 15 to 27. So he's going to have him a special night.
Oh, now Drew Aller is the name that stands out. He came into the 2025 season expecting big things. This was supposed to be a stellar quarterback class coming out of college, and it didn't pan out that way. But there's still some rumblings out there that make Aller to land with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you tell pro coaches about Drew Aller?
First, I think Drew is going to be a better pro than he was college player. I don't think our system fit him.
Okay.
We demanded that our quarterbacks move around, run, have some run game in there. Drew's a pro style quarterback. He's a drop back guy that has a little bit of athleticism when the pocket breaks down. But he can make every throw. He's super smart. He can diagnose the defenses and understand the coverages and set the front for protection. He's got a super strong arm, and he's a big body quarterback, right? And you need those big bodies because you need durability. They got to be able to withstand the hits of these defensive linemen that are just so special nowadays in the league. So I think whoever gets him, the best scenario for him is to go to a team that has a good veteran so that he can get a year at least under his belt to learn how to be a pro under that veteran. Much like our Steeler quarterback now, when he went to Green Bay, he was under Brett Favre.
Are you breaking some news, Terry? Is he coming back? Is he coming back?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not no Steeler insider now. Don't get me. Them rumors out there on me. I don't know anything.
Hey, we like.
I'm just saying he was the quarterback to end the season, and we haven't heard nothing yet. So I'm prophetically speaking him back.
We love breaking news on Pittsburgh's DSEN. Just to let you know on Soul Tape for sure. All right. Well, go ahead.
And Terry, I'm just curious, just to get that Penn State brand. I know with the new head coach coming in and all the transfers and the NIL monies, how does Penn State rebrand itself or rebirth itself to get back to being one of the upper echelon programs?
And this will be the last question, Terry, and we'll get you out of here.
Yeah, that's what Coach Campbell's tasked with. He sits at the top of the pyramid, and we have to rebrand ourselves with toughness, right? When you guys grew up, and I know you're Pitt guys and Pitt fans, but when you watched Penn State, you knew Penn State was tough, right? We don't have our names on the back of our jersey. We wear some ugly black cleats, and we line up and we go.
At least you admit it, Terry. At least you admit it.
Telling the truth,
right?
But it's about
we
performance.
go play tough football.
Yeah,
it's about performance, right? And it's about we're going to do it together. And we're going to have camaraderie. And, I do know the last 2 times we played Pitt, we beat them. So that is what it is.
And on that note, I know Luther has a quick question, but hold tight on that since Terry brought this up.
Okay.
I was trying not to bring this up about the Penn State rivalry, that if I were governor of the state of Pennsylvania, I would make it mandatory.
Absolutely.
Okay, I would say if you want funds from the state of Pennsylvania, this is going to happen. But I'm going to throw this out there, something I've been thinking about, Terry, what I would like to see, and we'll get Penn State first game, right? We'll get Penn State to go first game at Happy Valley, okay? But what I would like to see is a series where the first, you play home and away, right? And then the team that goes ahead, what would it be? 2-1. No, it would actually be, 2-1. So once you get to 2-1, you get that fourth game. What you think about that?
We already did that, so we should already be ahead.
but we can start it over. But I would like to see something like that. I'll just leave it like that.
Yeah, we definitely need that back. Last thing, Justin King. How's Justin doing? One of my favorite players coming out of Gateway, and we had a chance to interview him in the past. How's Justin King doing? What's he doing now? I'm sure everybody wants to know.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. He's running his own consulting firm there in the city of Pittsburgh, helping train guys. He helps with D Brown and 2/10 and Evolve and all those guys. So he does like the DB portion of the training, but he also does his own consulting work with guys just navigating this recruiting landscape and NIL process. Right, because it's ever changing.
Yeah, you definitely need that.
Agents are a real thing now, and just how do you navigate all of those waters? It's big business, and it's these guys need educated, and they need to really understand how to take advantage of these opportunities that are in front of them, because there's real money out there to be made, and the taxes, right? They gotta pay that and take care of it.
Well, Terry, we're gonna let you go. You said until 7:00, so I hope you don't hold it against me that we kept you a little longer, but we do appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, sit down and talk with us. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
And you know we're rooting for you, Terry. You know we're rooting for you.
I know.
All right. Take care.
I appreciate it.
All
Thank you,
right.
guys.
All right, peace.
All right.
All right, that was great. That was great conversation.
Awesome segment.
Yeah. We could talk all day, and before those watching jump off, don't jump off yet. We have a whole lot to talk about here on Soul Take. So stick around. When we come back, we need to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers,
buddy,
and the NFL. Mike McCarthy sat down with the media yesterday, as well as Omar Khan, so we need to talk about what he talked about, which one of the main topics was Aaron Rodgers, right?
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
Aaron.
The NFL also decided on some rule changes today as well, so we need to let everybody know as far as those particular rule changes. And then, unfortunately, 4 games in, everyone. I'm depressed already.
I know where you're going.
I'm depressed already.
I know where you're going.
Oh, my goodness.
Our Pittsburgh Pirates.
They're
still mine. They're still mine. So we need to give everybody. Give everybody an update regarding them. We're going to talk golf the rest of the show somewhere along the way. We're going to talk March Madness. You all see what went down with UConn.
Kev, first of all, with the golf, I got the green jacket.
You do.
Just to get you ready.
The
Masters. The Masters is coming up pretty soon. Just get you warmed up.
Definitely.
Looking good in that grade, man.
And,
looking like Tiger Woods over there.
UConn is doing it big on both sides. On the men's side, as well as the women's side. Hell.
Duke choked again. Yeah, well, I said they were going to do it.
Yeah, they did choke.
Yeah,
they did choke.
A historic choke.
I was kind of happy with the result, because for some reason I've always been anti-Duke.
I have to.
I've been anti-Duke.
But I was kind of torn, because they're in the ACC, and they were the only ACC team left as well. So I was a little torn there.
They didn't have any competition in the ACC. I mean,
it's all good.
Hubert Davis.
Yeah. What else? We'll talk about for the rest of the show. We'll talk NBA.
The real MVP.
The
real
MVP.
I might have a. Yeah, I understand. There'll be an argument.
We have 3 names, right? We have Shea Gildress, Alexander. We have Wemby, Victor Wembanyama. And we have Jaylen Brown. Are you trying to add somebody else?
Well, no, I mean, a lot of people are saying Luka Dončić.
Who just got suspended again.
Who just got suspended for crying to refs.
Yeah, I mean, when you get 16.
He probably should have about 26. I watch all the Lakers games.
Yeah.
And that 16 is generous. I mean, they really let some stuff go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll let you wolf a little bit more the higher up the chain you
go. Right,
Should we start looking at Luka the way we looked at
Draymond Green. Well, he hasn't choked anyone yet or kicked anyone. So
Good point.
There's a little difference.
Anybody out in practice.
Luka's not going to get physical, but he'll scream and cry to a ref.
And as I indicated on the NHL side, same thing with the NBA. The road is okay. So we need to talk NBA playoffs is what's going down in the NBA. And then there's a guy over in LA. We mentioned Luka, but we didn't mention LeBron.
The GOAT.
The
GOAT?
Get out of here.
Did you say the GOAT?
Get out of here.
Go James.
The
Get
anti-goat.
outta here.
No, the anti-goat.
You can't write
Man,
the NBA without the GOAT.
We have a whole lot to debate
He's
about.
the longevity GOAT. I'll give
No,
him that.
he's the all-time
He is
GOAT.
the longevity
No,
GOAT.
What's
He
the-
is the
is
longevity
longevity
GOAT.
not a skill?
No, that's awesome.
Ask
I
anybody
give
who
him
played in
props.
the NBA. They wish they could have played longer.
Well, your
I'll
best,
give him that.
Your best ability is
It's
availability.
and he's been available and dominant for longer than anyone.
And we're jumping into
I'm
this
sorry.
a little early too. So, are you giving the Lakers a chance to win it all?
No. Defensively, they just don't have it. But they're playing well. But they're not beating the top teams right now. If you look at who they're beating, none of those guys are going to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've been, like Lufer said, they've been playing well. They've been a little bit hot. Their Achilles heel is defense. They just cannot lock down. And one of the things, the counterpoint to Luka being MVP is
D.
Luka can't play any D.
Oh, and it doesn't
But
really try. Him and Reeves have to be the worst defensive backcourt in the NBA. I mean, it's Ole. It's
and things tighten
defense.
up.
Yeah.
When it's playoff time. So let's do this, fellas. Let's go ahead and take our second break of the day. And when we come back, we'll get to everything that we just teased a little bit.
Gotcha.
All right.
Good. Sounds good.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions: weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN, all the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with the Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
My name is Kevin Cameron, and this is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. We do it every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Luther Dupree, Eric Gibson, Ken Craig had to run and actually cover the Penguins game. That's why he's no longer here as well. So we have a lot more to talk about as we move forward. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Right? Everybody wants to know if Aaron Rodgers will be coming back. I'm going to throw it over to Luther, okay? I think I know what Luther will say, but I want to hear it anyway.
Think a house is not a home? Okay.
Hey, his last name is not Vandross.
Right.
You know.
I'll run everybody off. That's what I was singing.
But here's the deal. The Steelers, I think they know that he's coming back.
Absolutely.
Okay? But Luther, would you want him back?
Absolutely not. Listen,
I knew that.
I was done last year. You know, I had enough of the eye rolls, the yelling at teammates anytime they made a mistake. But, you know, he made a mistake. He just walks off the field. I just I didn't like the way the Houston game, it wasn't all his fault. But he did give up 14 points.
The Houston game. Oof. You got to protect him. It was bad.
It was bad, but he was bad. I mean, he missed some open throws. He turned the ball over way too much.
When you don't have time to throw, that's what happens.
Listen, he's done. I mean, the fact that the Steelers are waiting on this 40-year-old
they're not really waiting because they know.
The fact that they're putting all their eggs in that basket, he's not going to get you to where you need to go. They'll be lucky to win 9 or 10 games this year. They play a first-place schedule. He's just going to be a year older, a year slower, and a year more afraid to get hit. I don't like it at all, but we have to suffer through another year.
Okay, Gibbs?
Quite frankly, I think I can go either way. I think if they can get premium protection, and that's the homework. I know what you're going, Lufer. Aaron don't want to get hit. I mean, I could see that. I guess the older you get, the less you want to get hit. So I think if, and that's the operative word, if you get premium protection, it'll be okay. I think it's already a moot point. He's going to be here. So I don't know what else to say other than that. I wouldn't be disappointed if he didn't come back, but I still think he has an arm.
I wanted Malik Willis, to be honest with you.
Well, I would definitely.
Malik Willis made a bad move going to Miami.
If they would have,
Miami.
Yeah, Malik Willis is going with a cupboard. They stripped the cupboard of him, so he's going to be.
He's going to be running. He's going to be running for his life. Not much support. I mean.
And you answered the question for me, Kevin. If they had brought in Malik Willis, I'd have said bye-bye, Aaron. I'd emphatically.
Right.
And right now I'm on the fence, just because now Mr. McCarthy seems to be talking highly about Will Howard again. So.
Listen. I'd rather go see what we have with Will Howard.
I wouldn't mind seeing. They said he says he could correct his footwork to get the best Will Howard. So,
and then you see.
I'm not a big Will Howard fan.
I know that.
I cover the team, and I see him practice on a weekly basis. The limited amount of time that he did practice, I'll say that because he did get hurt. So he was out for a great portion. But the times that he was in, he didn't impress me. Also, I
Was
brought
it due
this-
to the accuracy or the leadership, his timing, the reading? I'm just curious.
Rookie year.
It's kind of hard to have leadership, Gibbs, when you're a rookie. Trying to really, get a position not on the team, but probably as a backup quarterback. And really, it wasn't even that. So it was really all about development for him. Last year, that's what it was supposed to be about before he got hurt. He just doesn't look the part altogether, if you ask me. He doesn't look the part. So, that's the big thing there. Me.
Is there anybody in the draft this year that would fall the Steelers the needle for any of you gentlemen if they were available? For me, no one.
There's a lot of names that's being thrown out.
I'm not impressed with any of these guys.
Nobody's moving the needle,
including the number 1 pick, Mendoza. I think he'll be a solid quarterback, but I don't believe he's a franchise-changing quarterback. I think he'll be solid. Ty Simpson is overrated. I hope the Steelers don't reach and get him in the first round.
I've seen a lot of Ty Simpson, and I was not impressed.
And let me say this before you say that. I just got a text. People have been trying to call in, and we haven't had a chance to get them on. So if anyone tried to call in, please call back. I'll definitely make sure that I get you on, and I want to make sure that I have the proper screen up also. I see we missed at least a couple calls here. Okay, so please call back. Go ahead, Gibbs. I interrupted you.
Yeah, what I was saying is to just piggyback on Lufer's point. He's the type of player, if you have all the parts, he could be that piece. He'll work with all the good receiver, tight end, good line.
Right.
A lot of quarterbacks that are adequate can do that, so it'll be a matter of that. I think the Steelers have some of the parts. We still have to get another wide receiver.
And it might happen before the draft. It might happen before the draft.
Now, this is a wide receiver deep draft.
And that
So that's what
and that came from within the building. Let me just say that.
Well, that's why I call you. That's why I call you the crack news reporter.
Okay, don't call me crack something else.
But
you were about to scare me.
I'm talking about the investigative. I'm not talking about.
Okay,
I'm not talking about the.
Got you.
I almost said something about your hometown.
You said another wide receiver, a depth piece, because DK Metcalf and Pittman Jr.
Another
so
one.
he'll be levels low below them.
We have a call. JT, are you on the line?
JT.
Yes, sir. I'm on the line.
What's going on, bruh?
Amazing segment with Coach Terry Lewis. You guys did an amazing job.
Terry
Smith is the man.
And
Terry Lewis
your Penguin segment, your Penguin segment was off the hook too.
Sorry,
We're just
JT.
messing with you, JT. Go ahead, man.
JT.
You had Terry Smith's name wrong. Well, go ahead.
What did I say? Terry Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh, was he on with Jimmy Jam? I meant Terry Smith. No, but amazing segments. The first two off the hook. But couple different things. First and foremost, I wanted to tell everybody I've been on a special project, and I haven't been on the show. I drive the homeless 7 nights a week to different shelters so that they have a place to stay.
Man, wow. You're a blessing to me.
And I'll be done like on the 14th or 15th, so I'll be back.
Okay.
And
before the draft. You'll be back before the draft.
Hey.
Yes.
And JT, that's a beautiful
Also,
thing.
We thank you for your service on that one.
Thank you
That's
for that,
huge.
brother.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, people don't realize how good they have it, man, until they sat where I've sat for the last month and a half. So, whenever you see somebody that you know is desperate or seriously in need, just say hi, speak. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost you nothing. You might make their day.
And
might change their day.
I need to interrupt you real quick, JT, since you brought it up, and I had this on my agenda to do as well. I'm not sure if you all heard about the fire in New Canaan, Westmoreland County, over the last few
affected,
days.
Several families.
A what?
Yes. Several families and the Bell family from Aliquippa had family there that lived there, so they lost everything.
Oh, wow.
They lost everything. So if you can donate, financially or non-financial, please take the number on the screen and text me. And whatever your donation will be, I'll make sure that it gets to the Bell family. And I'm saying the Bell family. I'm not sure of the family's last name, but the person, that I know,
They have some
is just
connection
the
to
Bell
the Bell
family.
relationship to the Bell.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I wanted to add that, and those of you on the radio stream, you could go to the website to get the numbers as well. I'll be making a donation, and it'll be great for as many people to donate as possible. Okay, go ahead, JT.
Also, I heard you speaking about Aaron Rodgers, and my take on it is, how can you allow a guy to consume, like, kind of moving ahead? You know what I'm saying? They are waiting on this dude, but even if he comes back, I think it still pushes the organization back another year or two, just for the simple fact, because it don't seem like they really have Will Howard in their plans. And now if you bring somebody else in, then it starts all over again, because you want them to learn up under somebody who's a veteran, but at the same time, in order to learn, you got to play. And I don't think he's as mobile enough. I don't think he is mobile enough anymore. I mean, he did a good job, but good ain't good enough when you're in the NFL. And, you got what they signed Michael Pittman to.
Was he the best available? Because I wanted Malik Willis, so after Malik Willis, was he the best available? Or you're saying go with Will Howard. You were saying go with Will Howard, right?
I would just say, see what the guy's got. You won't know until you really play him, because whoever knew that Tom Brady was going to be the GOAT as a 6th-round pick. You know what I'm saying? So until you get him in there and allow him to do what he can do in that speed of the game, because it's not college anymore, because it graduates to another level.
Right.
So, but, and then you sign Michael Pittman to a 2-year deal, correct?
Right.
So now
I want to say 3, but I could be wrong. But go ahead.
Okay, but even if it was a 3-year deal, now if you have Aaron Rodgers come back, then the next year, now you're just getting acclimated with another quarterback who's on the bench, or that they had drafted this year or the previous year. So you got to take what it's worth with your talent that's on the field now. And I don't think he has a strong enough arm still. He's too, throwing the long ball, he's
who
not
doesn't have the strong
consistent enough.
arm? Rodgers, really?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Yes.
I think he does.
He doesn't.
Go ahead.
No, he doesn't. No, I'm talking about, dude, your DK Metcalf, your Michael Pittman. These are guys that stretch the field. And then think about it. A lot of DK Metcalf's catches, not catches, but he got a lot of pass interference calls too. So at the same time, you got to work with these receivers. So, and for a temporary fix that's only going to win maybe 9 games, I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is the answer anymore. And I think you just got to move on, and you got to let somebody in there play that you're going to, whether you draft them or, you look at Will Howard.
But one thing I will say, JT and fellas, don't be surprised if Steelers, more especially with Mike McCarthy, bring in after Aaron Rodgers. So if Aaron Rodgers play one more year, maybe he goes out and get a mid-age proven quarterback. So
now we're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing that Pitt does. They recruit quarterbacks, they put them on their bench, and then Narduzzi goes and gets 5th-year quarterbacks, and what I'm saying, from schools
they have a
like
strong
USC.
one now. They have a strong one now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can they keep them?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Well, we'll see.
keep
But
it.
I'm going back to
Kevin
work,
gonna open
gentlemen.
those pockets. Help with that NIL money.
Appreciate you. And I'll see you guys in, like I said, a couple weeks.
Definitely.
Keep up the great work.
Thanks for what you're doing,
Stay
JT.
safe.
Y'all don't have
JT.
enough. Y'all don't have enough drama on that show without me. My man Gibb is like your consummate professional, habitual, whatever. What was it?
Hey, JT, there's only one JT.
Only one.
And like I said, we can't copy you, JT, but you always preach a good sermon, and we appreciate the love that you're showing out there for the community,
There you
my
go.
brother.
There you go.
All I know is JT.
All my friends call me the Charles Barkley of the show.
All I know, JT, is you don't bring any food, and Gibbs doesn't bring any wine.
Oh, man.
High pressure sales.
Hey, Gibbs, well, we'll get together and change that, Gibbs.
I'm gonna change the narrative.
Let's
There
do
you
that.
go. There you go.
All right, JT.
All right, guys.
All right,
JT.
catch you later.
Stay blessed.
Oh, I cut him off.
Cut him off. He's about to do
Sorry
some
about that.
preaching there.
I know.
Man.
So everybody, as you see, the phone lines are open.
Call
So
back.
if you need to give us a call to be a part of the conversation, if you liked the things that Terry Smith, football coach at Penn State, said, call in and let us know what you liked about what he said. He gave breakdown also with some of the expected draft picks. Drew Aller, and he also gave a breakdown of the offensive lineman that he couldn't pronounce his name.
Terry's the man, but I completely disagree with Drew Aller.
With Vega.
No, Vega. I like Vega.
The offensive
but
lineman.
Drew being a better pro.
You know what? I heard that.
Ooh.
And that's not unusual. Some players can be a better pro. Big time.
Yeah,
But I've heard that.
I've heard that, but I also
Exactly
saw him play
what
a
he
whole
said.
playoff game where he didn't complete one pass to a receiver. I mean,
Well, I like the retort on the safety that's coming in. That got me excited about
Which one?
about the
Jaquan Brister.
the Brister kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 1 year deal. I was really shocked that he signed a 1 year deal because I liked the way he played at Chicago Bears. The fact that the Steelers got him, that was definitely a hometown discount.
All right, so let's do this. We've been talking about Aaron Rodgers, and we need to hear from the new head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Mike McCarthy. He's down
Greenfield Zone.
in Phoenix, I think it is, the NFL.
Yeah, the owners. They had the owners meeting.
Yeah, and I think it concluded today too. But he spoke yesterday, and you know what people asked him about. So let's go ahead and roll this, and we'll talk about it after we hear what he had to say.
Mike, I'll ask again how the conversation there going.
Good. I was telling Bert this on the way over here. 2006 was my first time doing this, and the first question was about a veteran quarterback, whether he was going to come back or not. So it was a big deja vu. But no, it's going good. It's been very positive, and we'll just continue to talk. So we talk regularly.
Were you confident then, and are you the same level of confident now?
That's a great question. It was a different tone then because I was just a youngster, and the questions, your questions are a lot more, were very polite compared to the way the questions were asked back then. So, but I'm confident. But at the end of the day, it's a personal decision. So I think we're in a good space.
Mike, you were kind of alluding to this yesterday.
All right, so there you go. That was new Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy, and like he said, deja vu. I think it's deja vu from a Pittsburgh Steelers standpoint because it seems like everything that happened last year is reoccurring. However, I think the timeline will be a lot sooner, a lot shorter for him to make a decision.
Before the draft?
Definitely.
All right, I hope you're right. But the point is, we all know he's coming back. I mean, why continue the drama? Aaron, you're coming back. If it's, I guess they're trying to get the money
drama?
details.
I don't look at it as drama. I look at it from a standpoint, Luther, look, if it's me, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm a free agent. I don't have a contract. It's not like I'm retiring under a contract. I'm a free agent.
You're a free agent that
I have the right.
that nobody wants but the Steelers. Let's get that right.
I wouldn't say that.
All right, let me turn it to JT for a minute
You
here.
don't
Let me
think-
turn it to
you don't-
JT
you-
for a minute here. What you
you don't-
saying, Cap?
yeah.
How you gonna be a free agent? He got to make a decision now. If he gonna do it, he's gonna do what he got to do it
Good
now.
impersonation.
He has one team. There is not a bunch of teams chasing after 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. No, absolutely not.
I think if he wanted to go to Minnesota, they would have considered it
No,
this year.
They didn't
This year.
consider it last year. They definitely wouldn't consider it this year. They went and
You're
got
right
Kyler
about last
Murray.
year. You're right about last year.
And they saw what he did. They said, "We're glad we didn't get him."
But nonetheless, he's a free agent.
Yeah,
he's a free agent.
with
As long
one
as the
option,
Steelers
with
know,
one option.
as long as the Steelers knows, as long as they know
we
what's
know he's
going
coming
on.
back. We know, we
we're
know
good.
he's coming back.
We're good. All right, so let's switch topics real quick and talk about, unfortunately, our Pittsburgh Pirates. The same
Let's go Bucks.
old Pittsburgh Pirates. And I'm about to go off, fellas. I'm about to go off.
Go off, kid.
Whatever.
I got your back on this.
And I can do it because he sent me my credentials, so I'm good. I don't have to worry about them not sending my credentials.
There you go.
You got Paul Skeens. Okay. The best
Cy Young.
pitcher, National League Cy Young winner 2025, best pitcher in baseball.
Baddest man in all the land.
And they find a way not to support Paul Skeens. And the main culprit is the guy in center field that they had to move from shortstop. Oneil Cruz. He couldn't play shortstop. So they came up with a brilliant idea. Let's move him to center field. You know what I'm saying? The first game of the year, the opener against New York, Paul Skeens had to leave in the first inning after 2 outs, if I'm not mistaken.
They were smacking him around, though. They were smacking him around.
No, they weren't. It was a result.
I know he had 2 bad
Oneil
errors.
Cruz.
But
if he would have made those
He
outs,
should have made those outs.
Matter of fact, if he would have made one of them, the second one wouldn't have occurred. If I'm not mistaken, if I got the sequence right. But nonetheless, and this is where I have a problem with baseball as well. Okay, they have a scorekeeper, per team and everything. So it could be unfairly done. Those were errors.
Those were errors.
Yeah,
Those were definitely errors. They're trying to say because he did not touch the ball, it's not an error. But if I'm supposed to catch something, it's a routine thing, and I misjudge it.
Right.
To me, that is an error.
Right.
I mean, plain and
Those
simple.
are definitely errors. He should have had both of those balls. But listen.
And that's what they're there for. They're there to make judgments, and you should make common sense judgments. Those were errors. So Paul Skeens is being wasted. There's rumors out there that he wants to be a Yankee. We'll see where the Pirates are when it's the trade deadline comes up. Right, Paul Skeens. I think he has 3 more years after this year, but he
won't see the end.
He could put pressure on the organization to make a move.
Yeah.
Now the Pirates went out and made moves in the offseason to try to bring some offense in here, and it's not working now. Someone else.
Now, Kip, we're only 4 games in. Is there hope?
I could overreact, right?
Yeah,
I could overreact.
Yeah, you've been known to do that a time or two.
You gotta overreact.
Let me say this. When it comes to the Pittsburgh Pirates, I can't overreact. I can't overreact. They're 1-3 right now after losing to Cincinnati yesterday in the first game, 2-0. Okay, they play tonight the second game against Cincinnati, and they have one of the up and comers on the mound, Bubba Chandler. Okay. That is supposed to be a stellar pitcher as well. Now, he only played a portion of a season in 2025. So
Bubba has the potential to be stellar if his control is in control.
You're exactly right.
That's what's all going to come down to, control. Can he get pitches in the strike zone when he needs to get them there? That's going to be the key for him.
So go ahead, Luther.
No, listen. 2 moves, you talk about common sense. The Pirates haven't used much. Okay. And before the season started, I said, They need to bring Andrew McCutchen back just for veteran leadership.
There you go.
He's 39 and he's tearing it up for the Rangers right now.
I'm glad you brought it up.
You know, they could use him right now.
And the thing about that, Luther,
And he didn't want much.
Yeah, and they're basing it on his age, and I'm tired of hearing that he can't play the field because I think he can play the field. Now he can't.
I bet you can play the field better than Oneil Cruz.
He can't do any worse than Cruz.
Exactly. Now he can't play 162 games. Don't get me wrong, but he could play a portion of games in the field.
And what I like about that point, if Andrew McCutchen, player of his ilk, someone like an Oneil Cruz, respects what Andrew McCutchen does from a professionalism standpoint.
Absolutely.
He can learn a lot from him, how he prepares for a game, how he goes out there, how he handles his business.
Exactly.
Those type of people are good to see on a day-to-day basis.
And we have a caller. Bobby, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What's going on?
Bobby.
Hey, Trail, what's up, boss?
Hey, guys, I'm good. I just want to comment on the QB situation with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I live here in Columbus, Ohio. I've been here for 30 years. You guys, if you don't know, Google the Ohio State quarterback situation when it comes to the NFL.
Yeah, not much success.
Will Howard, I do not think will be your guy.
Well, you had close eyes on it, Trail. You definitely had close eyes on it.
Justin Fields. Yeah. Oh, man. Troy Smith, you got a bad record. You're right.
I mean, they haven't
Art
had
Schlichter.
a stellar QB in
Way
the
back.
NFL in the history of Ohio State football, to my knowledge.
You have to go way back.
Yeah, you have to go way back. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a great point.
If we go way back, it's before all of our time.
Right. CJ Stroud, we'll see, but he's starting to revert, but, he did take his team to the playoffs 3 years.
CJ Stroud is starting to slip away.
It looks that way, but
he looks very bad.
He looked very bad in the playoffs. They probably a champion if he plays average.
And to be honest with you, if Houston didn't have the defense that they had, they wouldn't have beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
If they didn't have the defense.
Exactly.
If CJ Stroud played horrible, I think even if he played bad in the playoffs, just a little bit subpar.
Yeah, they would have beat New England too. They might have won the whole Super Bowl if he played average.
Yeah.
Yes, they had a defense to do that.
Yeah. Just don't turn the ball over and you win.
What did he throw? He threw 2 or 3 interceptions against us.
Yeah, he was playing on the Steelers.
He was on the platter for us.
So what else do you have?
I'm all about giving everybody a fair shot, but I wouldn't linger on Will Howard too long.
I agree 100%. That all you have, Bobby?
That's it.
Hey, thanks for calling in. Before we let you go, I'm not sure if you heard me talk about the fire in New Ken. Did you hear me talk about that?
No, I missed that. I was driving and I missed
that.
Okay,
no problem. And I know you donated, so that's why I'm bringing it up. It'd be great for as many people as possible to be able to donate. Like I said, it could be financial or it could be non-financial. Make sure you use the text number for Soul Take and Pittsburgh ESPN, and we'll make sure that the donation gets to the family. The family lost everything. The house was burnt down. They had some injuries. Anything else, Bobby, you want to add?
Yes, no, I'm putting together a care package as we speak. Our church do a lot of clothing drives, so I had a lot of clothes in my garage that I was going to donate to the church, but I'm going to send a care package to Nikki. So
okay,
all right, awesome.
But yeah, that was our homeboy's sister's daughter,
right.
Chris's daughter. Yeah.
Right. All right. Thanks for the call.
All right, guys.
All right, Bobby. Be safe.
Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it. Okay. Bye.
Yep.
All right, the calls are rolling in, so the phone lines are still open. And the last thing on the Pirates, I said same old Pirates. Yes, they are. They're 1-3 and in last place. Okay, now I'm hoping things turn around. We'll see the home opener is this Friday. I think it's at like 4:11, 4:12 against Baltimore.
I'm predicting a hot streak. As the weather goes
Hot streak.
watch. You heard it first from me.
homer.
You heard it first from me.
Hey, listen, the last thing on the Pirates. Why didn't they bring up Connor Griffin? You know, look at Seattle. Seattle, they signed their prize, possession.
Everyone
Emerson,
I had them winning the
$95
World
million.
Series.
To Seattle?
Seattle.
But they move like a team that's trying to do something. You know, they have a great prospect. 8 years, $95 million. You get them early and you get them longer. We still have Howard still have Connor Griffin down.
Oh, I like that.
You know, in the minors, he needs to be at this level. He can't do any worse. Oneil Cruz batting 143, Russell 167. Come on, he can't do any worse.
Yeah, they good in the 100s club.
Right. And I'm being told that there might be some audio issues as well. Hopefully, we'll be able to clear that up.
Okay.
But yeah, just looking here. Okay, I was just told it was back to normal, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there. So let's do this, fellas. Let's talk before we get into March Madness. Let's talk NBA.
Oh yeah.
Okay, NBA. As I indicated, the road is getting real narrow. And we need to let everybody know who will make the playoffs, what seeds they are, who you two like, and then we'll talk MVP after that, because I know we're going to spend a little bit more time on the MVP.
Is there any argument for the MVP?
Uh-oh.
I mean, I think that's but
I think I know where you're going.
Hold tight. All right, so in the East, who we have? Let me run through it, fellas, and then we can go back and give our thoughts on them. Detroit, right now, is the number 1 seed. Boston, 2. The New York Knicks, 3. Cleveland, 4. Toronto, 5. Atlanta, 6. So they're in the playoffs if the playoffs were to start today. The Philadelphia 76ers, right now, they're the 7th seed. Orlando is the 8th seed. Miami is the 9th seed. Charlotte is the 10th seed. Okay. Now, those 10 teams will be in the playoffs because everybody else in the East, they're eliminated.
Trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
they're tanking. They're the ones getting fined by Adam Silver for tanking.
Yeah. So Philly could possibly move into a true playoff spot without playing a play-in game, as well as Orlando. Luther, you don't seem like they'll get it done.
Well, Philly, Joe Embiid, you never know if he's going to play, if he's not going to play. Him and Paul George, those guys are so injury prone. I like Tyrese Maxey. He's the real deal. VJ Exum. Dogs. But the two veterans are the ones you got to worry about. I'm not worried about those guys at all.
Yeah, Kev, what did you say earlier? Your best
availability.
Your best ability is availability. Right. Yeah.
But it's about Boston and Detroit, in my opinion. Jaylen Brown, he's carried Boston. I thought they were going to be in last place before the season started with no Jason Tatum, and then they lose Drew Holiday. They trade away Kristaps Porzingis, and all he did was just turn it up a little bit.
I'm canceling out Detroit.
Well, I mean, Cade Cunningham is hurt.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
He's hurt. Yeah. But he should be back for the playoffs, but I think it's Boston's to lose.
I don't think he'll be the same when he comes
No, I think
from a lung issue. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna uncancel him because I think it's good.
Okay.
Again, I'm gonna go with that. I still say it's gonna be Boston and Detroit. I mean, Jaylen Brown has done the heavy lifting. There's no doubt about that. I think Cade would be back. Detroit to me is just so scrappy too.
They're scrappy, but they're young. They're young, inexperienced, so I don't trust them. They could get upset before the finals just because they're so young. And like you said, we don't know how Cade Cunningham.
But
Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. But every once in a while, that young dog gets the bone over the old dog.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. So
You're right. What about the Knicks, Cleveland?
The Knicks had a nice run last year, but something's missing this year. But they turned it on in the playoffs last year, but I don't see them being a force. It's Boston's really to lose. Really? I mean, they've been there. They got the MVP
I
of the
think you're
East.
biased.
No,
You got a Boston bias.
I think you're biased because
I don't like Boston Celtics at all. But Jaylen Brown
See, there you
is,
go.
is on
That's
another
why I
level.
said that.
He's on another
That's why I
level
said
right
that.
now. The stats say it, not me. The stats say
All right.
he's
All right.
that level. But the East is JV. Yeah, I mean, none of those guys have a chance other than Boston to compete with the West.
The East is JV.
It's the JV.
Okay.
It's the
Okay.
JV
Got
in
it.
my opinion
Let's go
right now.
over to the West then.
Oh, here now
All
this is
right.
the heavy hitters.
OKC, Oklahoma City
Woo,
Thunder.
defended, reigning
champion.
national champions.
Okay.
With the
Number
MVP.
one seed right now, and they have the best record in the NBA
In the
with
NBA.
60 to 6,
Say it again.
60 and 16. San Antonio Spurs with Wemby.
Hello.
Victor
Hello.
Wembanyama.
Yeah.
57 and 18.
One day he'll get an MVP.
The
Just not this year.
The third
going
seed.
Team Wemby.
The third seed, the LA Lakers with LeBron and
Goat,
Luka.
Goat James.
And,
Luka.
Austin Reeves. Number 4 seed, Denver. Number 5, Minnesota. Number 6, Houston. And the play-ins, and again, the 6 that I just read, they will hold because none of these teams will, I don't believe, move into, I mean, technically, Phoenix, number 7, they're still alive to move up, as well as the LA Clippers at 8, but I don't believe that they'll get it done.
No.
And then you have Portland at number 9, and then you have Golden State Warriors, number 10. What you got, Luther?
Listen. It's about OKC and San Antonio, man. OKC, the fact that they have 60 wins and they didn't have their second best player, Jalen Williams, for most of the season. You know, Chet Holmgren's been out. Harkenstein has been out. And the one that's holding them together is SGA, averaging over 30 points. He sat out more fourth quarters than anybody else in the MVP conversation. And, of course, San Antonio, that's another team. They're young. They do have Wembanyama, Aaron Fox, who's a veteran, but they're a very young team. I don't trust them in the playoffs. But it's going to be a dogfight.
You don't trust who?
I don't trust San Antonio in the playoffs just because they're so young and they haven't been. You got to experience some pain.
You know they whooped up on
regular season. Was that regular season or playoffs?
On OKC already.
Yeah, in the regular season.
I'm just saying.
And most of those games, Jalen Williams was
are they in
compromised.
Their mind? Or are they
Absolutely
in their mind?
not. Until you do it in the playoffs, it doesn't count.
Well, it don't count officially till you do it in the playoffs, but it's got to start at some point in time. Like I said before, the analogy, sometimes that young dog gets the bone. Wembanyama, I call him Gumby. Some people call him Unicorn.
Okay.
Watch out for Gumby because defense counts.
Let's hop over. You're right.
Okay.
You're right. And what did he say? Victor Wembanyama. He said it was undervalued.
Defense counts.
Yeah, he's right.
I mean, look what happened in the Super Bowl, how they got broken up with that defense. Defense counts. SGA, smooth as ice, twice as nice.
That's your MVP candidate, right?
Of course.
Okay. So why?
He's the reigning defending MVP. Well, let me tell you why. He's over 30 points a game, has a high field goal percentage for a guard. He gets to the line at an elite rate. He's a great defender, primary ball handler. He's led OKC to 60 wins without his second best player and his third best player for almost half of the season.
Think about the MVP race.
When you look at SGA, you got to put him in the mindset. He puts me in the mindset. We had Michael. We had a Kobe. We had a Dwayne Wade. And now we have SGA. Oh yeah, he mimics Kobe. Even the way he talks, the calmness and the smoothness of his game. Listen, this guy is something special, and I don't know why Kevin and guys in the media aren't giving him his credit.
Oh, I'm giving him his credit.
I'm giving him.
But I just think somebody else deserves it more than him.
I'm going Wemby, but I'm going Wemby. I'm going, like I said, I'm on that mantra of defense counts. Not that SGA can't play defense. You spit out his numbers. His numbers are right. 31 a game. Set out a lot of quarters. Like I said, he's smooth.
Hold tight on the Wemby. Hold tight on the Wemby because we're going to show him as well.
He would average 40 if he didn't sit out so many fourth quarters. He's getting 30 in a little over 3 quarters.
Let's hear from SGA after that game last night.
Iverson braids.
I think it's good for the league. I think it's good chatter.
Talking about the MVP
gives people
discussions.
something to talk about. there's a lot of good players in this league, and a lot of guys in the conversation because of that.
There's been chattering on behalf of other players. Would you like to chatter on behalf of yourself?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks for asking, though. But yeah, I'm good. I'll let my game do the talking.
Woo. Anybody else? Thank you, Shaq.
There you go.
Yeah, you have somebody
Drop
else. You
the
have
mic.
this in there.
He's dropped the mic.
He's smooth with it.
He's too smooth.
He's smooth.
I could go without the sunglasses during the interviewing
Hey,
side.
he's
but
playing the
smooth.
part.
He's playing
He's
the part.
playing the part.
And when you're the MVP, the reigning MVP, you don't really have to market yourself. Everybody's chasing him.
But, I mean, sometimes there's MVP fatigue. Sometimes they want. I mean, MJ should have had like 2 or 3 more.
Oh, absolutely. And
2 or 3.
LeBron should have about at least 10.
Yeah.
What? What? I don't know about that.
Oh, well, for sure. But he only has 1. I think right now we're seeing Nikolai Joker.
Yeah,
Joker.
Joker.
Right now he has MVP fatigue because he has 4. If he gets another one, he goes to a whole nother level.
And now the Joker. Speaking of Joker, he still has a nice resume for this season.
Triple double.
Yeah, he still has a nice resume, and as far as his stats, and they could be a dark horse for the playoffs if they get all cylinders rolling. But I still think it will come down to those 2. But I'm going. Yeah.
So OKC won that game 114 to 110. But go ahead.
Of course.
Yes.
But I'm still, as far as the MVP, made a very sound argument for Jaylen Brown and also for SGA. Maybe the sunglasses gets him over the top, but I'm still going Wemby. I mean, he's putting up good numbers.
Good numbers.
Jaylen Brown. Good numbers. He sits down too. almost 25 a game, almost 12 rebounds.
Lead the
almost
league
4
in
blocks.
Yeah.
Lead in blocks, and he really changes the magnitude of the game from a defensive.
He does.
I've always been a big fan of that from an old school perspective.
Mm-hmm. All right, you've been talking Jaylen Brown. Let's see
Brown.
what he did last night.
MVP candidate. He has
Jaylen Brown.
I don't think he has a chance to get it. Unfortunately, I think it's a 2-man show between SGA and Victor Wembanyama right now, though.
Yeah. So the Celtics, man, they were down a lot yesterday. They actually lost to Atlanta, 112 to 102.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Luka for the Lakers. I don't have any video on him. Why didn't I have video?
It would be all offensive plays because
No,
he plays no D, and he was
suspended
for crying to the referees. I mean, I don't know who's a bigger crybaby right now than Luka.
But you think he has a chance, outside chance?
No. It's a 2-man show. It's SGA, which he's going to win, and Victor will probably finish second, and maybe Jaylen Brown third. And then I have Joker even ahead of Luka Dončić.
Yeah, Luka doesn't have a shot.
Now, let me do this. Even though
just that easy. Lob it up. Wemby finished.
2. Okay. You mentioned that Victor Wembanyama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, finished in second. What about the politics behind it? Okay, the NBA is trying to grow their brand internationally. So you got to factor that in.
Well,
as well.
SGA's from Canada.
Good point. But
he won
last year.
He won it last year. But then you have a 2-time MVP. Remember, they're looking for the next guy.
So if they could spread it globally,
I
think they want to spread it globally.
That sounds like a Kevin Cameron point, man. He's just trying to.
Hey, but look, that'll make it bigger for next year.
All right, this is what we're doing because we're short on time. But if we have 10 to 15 minutes here, fellas, I would like to finish up. Going overtime, or are you good?
I'm good.
To go overtime? Okay. I want to finish this up here. So let's talk about the last candidate for today. We've been talking about him. Victor Wembanyama. Going better. So
I just call him Wemby.
Okay. That's who I believe will win the NBA MVP. Go ahead, Gibbs. I know you have some information.
No, I just said
or some thoughts on Wemby.
Well, just to reiterate. First of all, I have to agree with you, Kev. Excellent. We have to agree to agree. So that's groundbreaking. But I kind of laid out the roadmap. He has a good overall game, but he really impacts it. Controlling the paint. I like the fact, kind of like that throwback. Kind of do everything. He's only going to get better, but I think, the sky's certainly the limit. I don't think he's going to grow no more, but he's going to get up higher in the sky. But his overall game and how he impacts from all different types of angles, defensively, offensively. Just seen those highlights.
I need to interrupt you real quick. Okay, this is why we do live shows versus recorded shows. From breaking news, I'm not sure how long ago. I guess this broke maybe an hour ago. Missed it. Okay, but we're getting it now. In the world of golf, we talked about Tiger Woods earlier today. Per ESPN, Tiger Woods is stepping away from golf, seek treatment.
Well, and not to say that, and I'm glad that was the case, but like I said earlier, when you pull back the veils and the fact that this happened again, play or take it, have all these, a lot of people that have gone through it, and one of the easiest roads to addiction via painkillers. I think that's a good move from Tiger. Take care of his physical health and mental well-being. Yes.
So good move.
And get a driver.
Get a driver.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. JT's available for a special
Hey, I'm available for that drive too.
You're right. You're right. That job should pay well.
Tiger, I got you.
That job should pay well. Okay. So were you done? I know I interrupted
I was done.
you there
was just
as well.
That's just the theme. Defense counts.
And real quick on that, yes, Wemby's numbers are excellent, but I think sometimes in the NBA they usually make you wait a year before you actually.
He waited last year.
He didn't play last year.
He waited last year.
No, he didn't play last year. He got hurt last year.
So you mentioned his numbers: 24.5 points per game, 11.4 rebounds per game. 3.1 assists, okay, and also 3 blocks, or 3.1 or somewhere in that area, blocks per game. So that's pretty impressive. And as I mentioned last week, not only do you need to think about the blocks and other things that he does defensively, but he brings that intimidation factor. Okay, he moves players off their spot. They can't shoot from certain places on the floor that they would like to score from. So that changes everything. Now, you bring up a good point outside of the NBA race, Luther, about playoffs. The playoffs are different.
They're different.
So it should be, but this is a regular season award
that he won't win.
The MVP is a regular
I think he should be happy getting second place.
I mean,
he should be happy getting second place. He's all over the media talking about MVP.
I said, you can always make a gentleman's bet.
Exactly.
Kevin don't want to lose that bet to me. He already knows.
I win my bets here. I win my bets here.
You don't want to bet this one because that's an L coming. That's an L coming, Kevin.
All right, and I mentioned LeBron James earlier.
The GOAT.
As well. You're calling him the GOAT. Is he tied for Kareem now with the most points?
Most wins. He passed Kareem in points.
Most wins.
Well, I think, but the other thing he's going,
with
or maybe
teams.
just passed, I think most minutes played. Was that over Robert Parrish? He just passed Robert Parrish.
Yeah, most games, and now he's most wins with Kareem. I mean, this guy's doing things that we'll never see again. This is why you got to give him the GOAT title. Most points, most wins,
him the longevity
most
title
playoff
for
points.
being great. That's what I call it.
That's part of being great as well.
I agree, but I'm just not going to call it
we'll never see a player that's the all-time leading in points, and also he's going to be number 2 in assists by the time he leaves. I mean, that's insane.
If Aaron Rodgers plays,
that is insane.
5 or 6 more years, is he the GOAT for being around the longest?
I know. I know, right? Since you're using that.
Come on. I'm apples and oranges. He's not even in the conversation for GOAT. There's a lot of guys in front of Aaron Rodgers. So come on. We got to stop that.
So all time, since you brought it up, where does he fall?
Who, Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, all-time quarterbacks.
I mean, you can't put him in front of Tom. You can't put him in front of Joe.
Yeah, I can.
You can't put him in front of Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I can.
How? The numbers don't add up. The Super Bowls don't add up.
I think Tom should be disqualified for cheating.
Well, what did he do when he went to Tampa Bay?
Okay.
There was no cheating there. There was no cheating there.
I agree with you there.
And that proved his point. It wasn't just New England. He was just that good. Joe Montana, 4-0. Peyton Manning. Come on. I might not. I don't know. I might have Drew Brees ahead of him.
No, I'm
I'm gonna
But
go
he's
somewhere
top-
between 1 and 10. Going somewhere, not 1. I mean, excuse me.
You mean
5 and 10.
5 and 10? Okay,
5 and
I can
10.
see that.
Yeah.
I can see 5 and 10. But that's not nowhere near the top 5. Go.
I would have a hard time putting them in the top 10. You know, because you got guys like Montana, you got Bradshaw, you even have. I'll put them even
Dan
though.
Marino.
No, well, yeah.
Yeah, you got to put Marino in there. Marino gets a bad shake. I mean, this guy was putting up 5,000 when guys were getting passing for 3,000.
What about what's his name that played for Green Bay? Brett
Favre.
The gunslinger.
You put him in front of Brett Favre?
I would put Aaron Rodgers in front of Brett Favre. If it were me, I would.
I agree with you.
And not just because of outside off the field issues. I just think in the game, Aaron Rodgers could do it all. Strong arm, he could run, he could pass. I mean, he was that special. And then I think Patrick Mahomes is going to end up better than Aaron Rodgers. So I mean, it's just he's top 10.
You know, I put him in front of him now.
Oh, yeah. You could do that.
I really
you could
do.
do that. Yeah.
I think I'll put him from him now.
Yeah.
Upon further review. Yeah.
Definitely. All right, fellas. So this is what we're doing. It's that time to talk about March Madness. All right. Right. Final fours are set on both sides, the man and the women. And let's start off on the men's side.
Okay.
Okay, since that was first on the agenda. By the way, did you do the Pittsburgh's DSEN bracket by chance, Luther?
I did not.
You missed out.
I must have missed out.
All right, I couldn't beat up on you.
But I would have been right. I did have Arizona and Michigan.
I was doing good for a minute, then I got hit by some bricks.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of people were doing good for a minute, Gibbs.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Duke that went down to UConn.
Choke. Somebody say choke.
73-72.
A historic choke.
Arizona, the big dog, right? Arizona,
Wildcats.
79-64 over Purdue.
Yeah, look out.
And then we have Illinois, right?
Yeah,
over
Illinois.
Iowa,
Yeah.
71-59.
Yeah,
Iowa shouldn't have got there, but they were playing
Ten
well.
battle. Big Ten
Big Ten battle.
Yeah.
And this was an impressive game as well. Michigan,
Ooh,
Oh, Michigan.
They opened it up.
95
They opened it up.
over
What was that,
Tennessee, 62. I kind of thought
was
it
that
would be
the
that
Fab
way.
Five?
I know, right?
Ooh.
I know.
Yeah.
And as soon as Tennessee beat Iowa State, now one of Iowa State's players was hurt. I forget his name, but he was a big factor
Oh, right.
in Tennessee winning that game. And once they won that game, I said, well, there's no way in the world they're going to beat Michigan. No way in the world. So the matchups for the Final Four should be
in Michigan.
Yeah, Arizona and Michigan.
And you
That
called
should be
it.
the
and
final.
Yeah, right.
Arizona,
Whoever-
A lot of people are saying that, Gibbs, but however, you could
Gotta
never
play the
count.
game. You got to play the
Got to
game.
play the game.
And you could never count UConn out, as they showed
Oh my goodness.
on Sunday.
Oh, they definitely showed it. They definitely showed it.
Yeah. And you got to feel bad about Duke. Well, I'm not feeling bad because I don't like Duke, but for the Boozer twin, Caden, Boozer, all he had to do was hold the ball, but the coach told him to pass it ahead. Just keep the ball, take the
keep the
foul, you go
ball,
to the
take
foul
the
line.
Did that come out that he told him to pass ahead?
I mean, it's on video where he's saying, you see him,
He's motioning.
he's motioning
He
to
is
pass it
motioning,
ahead.
All right, so I tell you what, we're going to actually watch that and see what actually went down. This is how many seconds left? So 10 seconds left. UConn, one of the UConn players is at the foul line. The score 72-69. So, see, a lot of people don't realize when you break the game down, free throws, coaches talk about, over and over again, how important free throws are. Okay, UConn couldn't be in the situation that they were in the game unless free throw before that shot was made. Okay, so, it should be the Final Four, I think, should be a really good Final Four. So
Incredible.
UConn moves on, and like I said, you can never count UConn out. So
I'm counting them out in this Final Four.
Really?
I do believe they beat Illinois, but I think Arizona, who I picked to win it all, I think they beat UConn pretty handily.
Okay, so you had Arizona.
I had Arizona
beginning.
from the beginning.
Gibbs, who did you have?
From the beginning, I had Arkansas, the Razorbacks. So
Okay.
I went down in the blaze of glory.
Malik Thomas and those guys.
Yeah, I went
the
down in the
youth.
blaze of glory. But now I believe Michigan's going to come out top. But that's going to be a Donnybrook.
It should be good.
You never can.
So it's only 3 people left in the Pittsburgh DSEM poll or bracket, I should say. Myself.
Oh, here we go.
My wife Francine, who's in first place right
I'm
now.
rooting for you, Francine.
Hold on now.
No, I'm rooting for Francine.
Did y'all check those brackets?
And my cousin Keith
keep it in
Cameron.
the-
My
keep
cousin
it-
Keith
all in
Cameron.
the family. All in the family.
Hey, but
Now.
hey, you can't cheat in this system. You can't cheat.
Like, throw the red flag out.
Right. Yeah, flag
So,
on the play.
one of us
Flag on
will
the
be
play.
the champs. Okay,
Yeah.
you were trying to say something else, Gibbs?
Yeah, I as far as like the winner, I see Michigan doing it. I think it's going to be a Donnybrook between them and Arizona. They both are big, strong teams. They play multiple styles.
True.
You never, like you said, you never can count out Connecticut and Illinois. I didn't see a lot of them when I watched them. They got a lot of scrappiness.
They do.
And a lot of grit and grind into them. So kind of similar to the Connecticut team, a lot of grit and grind, but I just think Connecticut has a lot of overall talent.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going with Michigan. I'm going to go blue on that.
All right, over on the women's side, were we done with the men?
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm
Do
done.
they do a tournament MVP
They
as well?
Yeah, they will do it at probably at the end of the finals.
Okay, who do you think will win it?
A good question. I have Arizona. And the thing about Arizona, they're so well-rounded.
Yeah.
You could go 3 or 4 guys. They're so deep.
Something to look at.
That's something to look at.
Yeah, because I just thought of it just now. But this is what we're doing. We're
I
going
think it's
over.
called, they don't call it MVP. I think it's MOP.
Most outstanding player.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we come in next Tuesday, we'll have that answer and we'll have the champs as well on the men's side. But we're going over to the women's side now. Let us hear it.
I'm ready to go see a game. I'm ready to go see it now. I don't know.
All right. So let me turn this off. I'm getting all kind of.
I thought we had
phone
more calls coming in.
I thought I actually silenced my phone, but I see I didn't. All right, fellas. So South Carolina played yesterday, and I think, well, of course they won.
Right. Dawn Staley. 6 in a row.
6 in a row.
Times in a row in the Final Four. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
She really turned that program
She turned
around.
it all the way around.
And they're not going anywhere as the McDonald's All-Star game is going on now. She has more girls coming.
Incredible. So they won 78-52.
Yeah.
Texas move on to the Final Four.
They look dominant.
Not a good
They
program.
look dominant.
77-41 over Michigan.
It wasn't even close. It wasn't even that close. It was bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't close at all.
Now, who's the main
UConn
player for South Carolina?
Well, Joyce Edwards.
Who I'm thinking of.
But they're well rounded. Raven Johnson is a senior who's been in the Final Four every year of her career.
And then for Texas,
oh man,
the main player for
Madison,
Texas as well.
Oh gosh, what's Madison?
Okay, we'll find that because Texas is pretty impressive as well.
Madison Booker.
There you go, Madison Booker. And then for UConn, you can't forget Sarah Strong.
But AZ Fud may be the number one pick. That team is loaded.
Yeah, they beat Notre Dame 70-52.
But we got to give some credit. Hannah Hidalgo, she's a dog.
She is a dog.
I mean,
she is a dog.
Triple doubles.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that her and Olivia Miles couldn't stay together because she dragged her Notre Dame team to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
And Olivia Miles transferred to TCU. She dragged that
Olivia
team.
Miles is nice.
Yeah. She'll be
nice.
a top 5 pick. and Hidalgo's going to be here another year. Hopefully, Notre Dame, their coach.
And it's good the WNBA got their CBA together.
Yeah, it all resolved.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the ladies deserved it.
And they're getting a much deserved increase.
Well
deserved.
First $1 million player will be Asia Wilson in WNBA history. So that's great to hear.
And then we have UCLA. Go ahead, Gibbs.
Now I'm saying, like me and Luther were talking about the women's NCAA and the upper echelon teams. In the females game, they really moved the ball well. And I like to see it. Play basketball was intended to play. You're cutting, you're screening, hitting the open person, things of that nature.
Oh, my wife texted in, Gibbs. She has a bone to pick with you.
Wait. Hold
Tell
on.
Gibbs that he needs to support and tell Luther don't hate, but appreciate my skills.
Wait. At first, I started off saying go Francine until.
Oh, I think she was trying to say thanks for the support.
Oh, okay.
See, you know how it is when you text and your words get all.
I know to take care of the
correct and
females.
everything. Yeah, so she's thanking you.
All right.
And she's throwing some
you,
strays
Luther,
my
she's
way.
saying,
No
don't
strays.
hate.
She's coming
Don't
right
hate.
at me.
Francine's a highly intelligent woman.
That she is.
I'll be in it next year, and I'll be sure to take the title.
All right,
Kevin.
So UConn, will anyone beat them? UCLA is strong. They beat Duke 70-58.
UCLA, their only loss is to Texas, and they rematch Texas. Texas beats them again. Madison Booker is playing at an outstanding level. They play great defense, but UConn looks unbeatable. Notre Dame fought them hard. South Carolina has to have their A game to make it close. Last year in the championship, they destroyed South Carolina.
Yeah.
And that was a stronger South Carolina team, I believe.
And South Carolina, in that game yesterday, I was watching some of it here. They actually fell behind early.
Yeah.
And then once they got going,
It was over. They can't do that against Connecticut.
Stop them. Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Final Four, all of those are the number one seeds. So I think some of these other, not leagues, but other teams on the female side, just sometimes the pie just grows stronger with NIL money because they're getting it too. But some of these other teams got to be able to grow their NIL pot competitive with somebody, because South Carolina and Connecticut's going to be.
Right. Right. And Texas is putting up some money now with the women's program.
Well, Texas has a big athletic budget, one of the biggest athletic budgets in the country. So,
and that's something I meant to ask Terry Smith about as well. I know I mentioned NIL, but I didn't talk about, their budget, which is key for college athletics. So something
Pitt's going to have to do. They're going to have to increase that NIL budget for sure.
Yeah. So moving on to golf. Anything else before we wrap up? Golf is the last thing, and then we'll wrap up this overtime. Gary Woodland actually won on the men's side the PGA Tour with a minus 21. The closest golfer was at minus 16. Nicola Hogard, I think is how you pronounce his name.
Kevin numbers.
There you go. And coming up this week is the Valero Texas Open. So they're leaving Houston, or they left Houston on Sunday. Now they stay in Texas, and they'll play the Valero Texas Open. Gibbs, you have on a green jacket, and let me double check that
Masters.
because
I'm getting you ready.
the Masters is coming up. Is the Masters next week?
I was very intentional on that because the Masters is around the corner, so it's real close.
Yeah, let me look that up.
And plus, it was
real
warm
quick.
outside. Spring was in the air. So I felt green.
So this week, I want to make sure I have it right. I think I do, but I like make sure I give good information. So yeah, the Masters is next week. So this week, it is the Valero Texas Open. On the LPGA side, the Ford Championship was played, and this week coming up is the Aramco Championship. Do you all follow women's golf as well?
Not as much as the men, but there's some talented women out there. Actually, Tommy Fleetwood's going to win that one this weekend for JT's guy, Ludwig Aberger. That's JT's guy.
Don't say it that way.
Yeah, I know.
It's Oberg.
I'm sorry, JT. But I put your guy out there. So,
all right. So Hayo, and I know I'm butchering this name, but Hayo Joe Kim actually won. What did I mention? The Ford Championship this past week over Nelly Korda. And then, like I said, coming up is the Aramco Championship, and I probably butchered that as well. All right, so this has been overtime for Soul Take, and I have a few announcements before we close out as well. Pittsburgh's DSEN is having a cruise, everyone. If you like to travel, please consider this cruise. It's November 7th to the 14th. You can go to our website to get all the information. We would love to see you. Also, directly after the show tonight, and I know we ran a little late, but directly after the show is the best of soulful music. Okay, and you'll love our music lineup. You really will. We have something.
Music lineup is impeccable. It's tough. You got your soul. You got your thunderstorm. You got the gospel. Praise the Lord. I mean, the reggae. All of that is all top notch.
Check it out on the website, everyone. So if you're on YouTube, switch over to our website, pghdscn.com. and check out everything that we have for you. 30 seconds, Luther, before we close out.
Hey, listen, once again, man, great show. Enjoyed being on. It's always great to talk to a legend like Terry Smith. He really brought a great message about his life and how faith has really led him. So it was just an honor. Great being on with you guys.
Excellent. Always great having you, Luther.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Even though I have to beat up on you every once in a while.
You catch L's when you go against me. You know that.
Okay.
Hey, it's always a great time to be a part of the party. Wonderful job, Luther. Terry was just profound, the knowledge that he brought. And again, big shout out to JT out there helping the homeless. Like Diana Ross said in 1970s, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. That's what you're doing when you're out there helping the homeless and helping the families that was just really knocked hard by the fire. So we want to thank everybody out there, and God bless them.
All right. And we didn't miss any other breaking news. I know we talked about the breaking news with Tiger Woods, but I just want to make sure, we're not missing anything else, like maybe the Steelers traded for a wide receiver.
Well, you broke that news, so we should be expecting something.
Yeah. Don't be surprised. I think the Steelers could make a move either by trade or free agent before the draft.
They've been needing a receiver for 2 years. Now this offseason, they go get two in the offseason. Come on.
Yeah, don't be surprised. All right, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this version of Soul Take. It was a fantastic show. If you missed any of it, it's recorded. Go on YouTube to the Pittsburgh DSEN YouTube channel and check out what you missed. Also, I meant to mention this too, fellas. The station, Pittsburgh DSEN, we just went over 60,000.
All right, keep climbing.
Subscribers. And I know
100K.
I know most of the people watch the recordings, which is fine. We just like for you to watch if it's live or the recording. So we have content out there every day. Ken is covering the Penguins game right now. As soon as that game is over, he's putting all that content on our YouTube channel. So you want to subscribe. Subscribe 2 places, the radio station on the website, well as the YouTube channel. So everyone, please stay blessed. And we're going to go ahead and sign off, and hopefully you'll join us next week.
All right.